Konnichiwa everyone! Right now I'm in Harajuku and I'm super duper excited because I'm going to be taking you to my #1 ramen restaurant here in Japan. So there are more popular restaurants all over Tokyo, but for me, this is the absolute best ramen in Japan. Let's eat! My name is Hana and this is Whatchuhanado, AFURI Ramen. Woo! What you Hana do? What you Hana do when they come for you? We decided to go to the one in Harajuku, which is only 4 minutes away from the main exit, or 2 minutes away if you take the Takeshita Street exit. They have a lot of other different locations in Japan, mostly in Tokyo, and they have 5 locations in the United States, 2 in Portugal, 2 in Singapore, 1 in Hong Kong, and 1 in Canada. We're gonna order, but please do note that a lot of their branches here in Tokyo are cashless. So they have a lot on their menu. This is their most famous one, which is Yuzu-Tsuyu, and they also have a vegan option, so that's great. So we're gonna order one of the Yuzu-Tsuyu. So they have options here, so they have tanre and maruaji. Thankfully, they do have English on the menu, so don't be too worried if you can't understand what these are. This is AFURI's classic, and this one is kind of like a thicker, more flavorful version of the original, but we'll go with the original one. They also have choices of what kind of meat you can put in your ramen. So they have your chashu, which is your roasted pork, and they have the tori chashu. So if you don't eat pork, you have a chicken option. We're gonna do the chashu because it's their most famous thing. And then they also have temomi men, which is hand-pulled noodles, and konnyaku men. You can also order that if you are allergic to gluten. So we're just gonna go with the original noodles, and you can also order extra toppings. And then I'm also gonna order, this to me is my favorite out of everything and out of all the ramen here in Japan. So I'm gonna order the original tsukemen or dipping noodles. So you can choose whether you want regular size or large size, which means they will give you more noodles. I'm feeling very hungry today, so I will order the large. And I'm going with their kakuni chashu, which is a braised pork belly. And then you have to choose whether you want the noodles to be cold or to be warm. I'll just choose cold because it's still summer right now and I want to feel refreshed. So the total is 2,460 yen. And after you've paid, a ticket will come out. Get your tickets and then you're going to give it to the server. While waiting for our orders, we wanted to get to know AFURI even more, so we interviewed one of their amazing chefs. What makes AFURI Ramen special?
チンタンスープといって鶏をベースに透き通った綺麗なスープが売り、いろんな香味野菜とかも入ってるんですけど、沸かさないんだって濁らないように沸騰させないんだって。
AFURI serves 3 types of noodles. Which would you recommend for the different dishes on your menu?
ラーメンの麺は基本的には細麺で、つけ麺の麺が真空手もみ麺っていう太麺で、ラーメンの麺を太麺に変更することもできるんですけど、おすすめはスタンダード。こんにゃく麺は健康に気を使う人にはおすすめです。
Do a lot of foreigners come to AFURI? What do they like to order?
最近またたくさん来るようになって、特に多分原宿とか港区とかたくさん来るようになって、ゆず塩ラーメン、塩ラーメン。
Okay, I have my first bowl of ramen here and it's their Yuzu-Tsuyu Ramen. If you don't know what yuzu is a Japanese citrusy fruit, kind of the baby of a lemon and grapefruit. So it's very tarty. The smell is extremely aromatic and fragrant. It's lovely. One of these moments that I wish I could bottle up the smell and send it to you guys. Itadakimasu. The first thing about ramen was we taste the broth, of course. So this broth is very light. Oh. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of thicker ramens like tonkotsu, so this is perfect for me. It's very light and refreshing. Next, I'll have some of the noodles, of course. So this is made out of wheat flour, and you can actually see a lot of the wheat in the noodles. And it's a very thin, not very, but kind of thin type of noodle. So delicious. Oh. So this is mizuna, or Japanese mustard leaves. It adds that crunchy texture to the rest of the dish. Oh. Oh. Next I'll have some of the chashu. AFURI is actually well known for their chashu. They are individually roasted. I don't normally eat pork. I don't like the flavor of it anymore, but I can eat and love the pork from AFURI. Delicious. They also have this half ni tamago, soft-boiled egg, which is also seasoned. Oh, melts in your mouth. Menma, or bamboo shoots. You guys know how much I love this. Easily 10 out of 10. Oishii. Which is the busiest location of AFURI?
南町田のクランベリーパークか横浜ジョイナス、横浜駅の横浜ジョイナス。
How many guests do you serve daily?
今の時期で一番週末の忙しい時で250人ぐらいで、平日の50か60か、一番普通の平日の7。
How long have you worked for AFURI?
アルバイトと、社員だった時期とか入れて12年、12、3年ぐらい。
What is your favorite dish on the menu?
ゆずラータンメン、辛くて酸っぱいやつ、赤いスープの。
Do you like working at AFURI?
楽しいですよ。よかった。楽しいですよ。
And now we have our second bowl, which is my personal favorite. I know that a lot of customers don't normally order this because it's not as famous as your normal ramen. So this is a little bit different from your typical ramen. They have your butakakuni, or your braised pork belly. They also have your half ni tamago, your mizuna, or your Japanese mustard leaves, and their nori is shredded. And then they also have your bamboo shoots. I did order the big version, the omori, or large version, so this is great. Here we go. Let's eat. So you just lightly dip the noodles and then eat. So good. So these are temomi noodles, or hand-pulled noodles. They have these little irregularities and kinks in the noodle, which makes it super chewy, and they're a lot thicker than the noodles that they use for their ramen. Oh, it's so good. And the sauce is very tarty. You have a lot of the citrus flavor in it. Delicious. Okay, so I'll try the butakakuni. It's pork belly, so it's quite fatty. And wow, it melts in your mouth. It's so soft and tender. And the perfect balance between sweet and savory as well. Whenever my friends and my family visit, I take them here to AFURI, and no fail, all of them love it. I have not taken a single person here to AFURI and they did not like it. Take your friends here. This is my brother's favorite ramen in the world. He actually drinks the soup, which is not advisable, but that's how much he loves it. So these are dipping noodles. The sauce, or the soup, is actually a lot stronger and thicker than a lot of their other ramen. So please don't put the soup in the noodles. Just lightly dip it and then eat it. And it'll be perfect because the noodles are thick enough to grab a lot of the soup, a lot of the sauce. So don't worry about it. They also wrote down how to eat the tsukemen on their menu. So just eat it as is. They also have a spicy version of this, so if you want a bit of a kick, you can order that. And I've tried that as well. It's not overwhelmingly spicy that you lose the flavor of the soup or the sauce. It's also great. I love their ni tamago. They also garnished it with this yuzu peel, which is awesome. I'm in heaven. Delicious. I am so full. This is the best ramen in Japan for me. So yeah, gochisousama deshita. Oh, and lastly, AFURI uses the freshest ingredients as they don't use artificial ingredients, food preservatives, coloring agents, and chemical seasoning or MSG. I really love this restaurant. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, click like down below. And if you want to see more content about Japan, you know what to do. So until next time, Jana, and see you in the next video.